Morning, it's the 10th of August. Sun's just coming up, 6 o'clock. Just looking at May, well, checking water actually in this well with pouring. Actually, come across here because the water table, this is like our garden pond if you want to call it. There is a few fish in it, like that one's just top there. But we've never seen it as low as this. It's never, water table's never been as low as this. I would say it's a foot 18-inch lower than I've ever seen it. So anyway, this is this well what we're pouring. We've had water tested and everything's fine, like, and it's feeding a pressure vessel which is feeding our farm now. And well, we haven't dried it out so far, but it's a lot lower than when we first put it in. But it's managing so far. So just looking at this maize, it looked sick yesterday. It was about 32 degrees here yesterday. It was really hot, and the maize had sort of curled itself up, but I think it's doing all right. It's not real high this year though. You know, usually it towers above you, you know, like, well, 9 or 10 foot tall. It's a lot taller over there. I suppose, yeah, it ain't so bad actually. I'm not going to go too deep into it because it's very, very damp because it's due. But I mean, no, if we do 15 tonne of forage maize this time, I think we'll have to be satisfied, because the lack of water will have taken effect a little bit on it. I know it doesn't need a lot once it's put its roots down, but I think it will have a little bit of an effect. Just storing a few bales on here for winter. We've got more straw than we need really, but it's like my dad says, a lot of people are using their produce now, like we're feeding hay. So we might need a bit of barley straw for feeding, but not happy with our bale though. Look at this. I don't know. I know we're on cheap net, but one side it just makes a messy bale. They're good solid bales, but it just don't cover them very well. So anyway, oh, what a tune to go push corn up to on a Wednesday morning at about 7 o'clock. Rubber duck and big bear, 10-4. Come on.
By the time we got into Tulsa town, we had 85 trucks in all. But there's a roadblock up on the cloverleaf, and them bears was wall to wall. Yeah, them smokies as thick as boats on the bumper. They even had a bear in the air. I says, calling all trucks, this here's the duck. We about to go a hunting bear. Cause we got a great big convoy trucking through the night. Yeah, we got a great big convoy. Ain't she a beautiful sight? Phil's on corn carting duties today. We've let Ollie have a go at combining. Claas have rung and all. They organised us to put, they wanted to go in one of their glossy magazines, but what a time to ring. I mean, we finished wheat today. We've got bits and pieces of spring barley. And photographers only just rung us. I says to her, I says, our country's finished harvesting. He says, well, they only gave me a list 4 days ago, and I've been organising, and everybody, and he's from Suffolk. So I says, not a chance really, but no, we've got, this is one of our corn stores down at my dad's. It's, Phil says it'll be full by end of today actually. We'll go across here with wheat. There's a big heap of wheat down at other farm as well. it's quite an impressive heap, to be honest, compared to normal. So I'm quite pleased. You know, there's some more barley to come in, and then there's tower to fill. So I don't know how many acres of spring barley we've got to do. Maybe 25, 45, 50, 60, about 60, 65 acre of spring barley to do, and then we're done. 25 acre of beans, and then that's it, harvest over. So, but yeah, it seems a piece of piss, hasn't it? I don't know. It's never really been a chew. I don't know. We set our dryer up over here. Never used it. It was a waste of time. So, but yeah, you saw Phil tip there. This shed, it'd be an impressive shed in the 60s. My dad built it when my granddad was alive. I think in 64, 65, something like that. The year my granddad died, my granddad, I think he saw it frame and roof, but he never saw it concreted and finished. Because he died fairly suddenly. I never met him, like. But yeah, it'd been an impressive shed in its day, but now it's just too low, like, especially for a trailer like that. We manage, but you have to be very, very careful you don't catch roof. We re-roofed it about 3 years ago. The roof just went porous. We had buckets all over the tops of our grain, and we were either going to patch it up, and we decided to bite the bullet. It cost about 10 grand to re-roof, which was money well spent because it's sorted now from our lifetime anyway. So yeah, right, I'll get pushed up. Let Sexy Fingers have a go. It's last field of wheat we've come into, and to be honest, it's our best field and all. We can't go faster than 3.8k, and looking down there, I don't know where it's coming from, and it's massive bold grain and loads of it. So yeah, chuffed a bit. And this is one what I drilled, and I thought I've got seed rate a bit thin, and it's really producing some stuff. So winter wheat 22 done. That's for the saved the best till last as well. She's done brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we're only guessing, but very a big 4 and all. Right, grand job, early finish. Fills up out for tea. Got some spring barley we could go at, but no one could be bothered. Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready for a bit of a break, to be honest. Our Ollie's got a straw marathon tomorrow. He's got 65 acres to go at, so I'll keep him out of mischief tomorrow. Then we've got it all to gather up among combining some spring barley, so busy still. Giving her a bath for her photo shoot. We've got Claas coming. Tomorrow to take some photos of it for one of their glossy magazines, one of their advertising magazines. Well, I presume it's for one of them. And then they're sending someone. We have to answer a load of questions and see what we think and do a bit of a review on it, like. So yeah. We always wash it this time of year though. Never wash it just before she goes to bed, but wash it 50 or 60 acre from end, and then she don't go to bed with pockets of water and everything's fully dry, like. But we've got a bit more than 60 acres to cut. I think there's about 120 maybe. So whether we give her another bath, but this is just for a photo shoot.
She looks better now, she's had a wash. We just cleaned up a little bit of wheat we left. Behind these trees here, it's, well, we forgot we'd left it actually. So we just treated a little bit of barley over there, a little bit of wheat here, and then we're off in 2 40-acre flats of barley. And then there's some oats to do tomorrow for the photo shoot. He just rung me up here at 1:30. It looks of the amount of dust, we aren't going to keep it very clean for tomorrow. But anyway, it'll have to be what it'll be. We're just combining that some spring barley where we had them cover crops, and to be honest, it's doing very, very well, because we haven't had much of a crop off this land for, well, a successful crop for 4 or 5 seasons. It's been too wet. It's that type of land where it's either too wet or too dry. And what we did at last back end, we came in with Simba Solo. We soloed it up. Then we came in with a combi and put some cover crops in. We put our own mix of oats and rape at that side, and then a bark mix what consisted of all sorts of ryegrass, white radish, fodder radish, all vetches and all sorts of stuff was in it. And I think the crop was slightly better where we had our oats and our oilseed rape, and then we left 2 breeds what had nothing in, and they're poorer. But I don't know whether they're poorer because they want that armour of cover what we drilled into, and it's lost its moisture quicker rather than being protected by all that greenery what we sprayed off and drilled into. So that could have a little bit of an issue there with the season we've had. But I honestly think if we'd come in and worked this at spring, we'd have lost all the moisture and we'd have had nothing. We'd have had a ton to acre. And I think we're near on 2.5, probably getting up to 3. We're pleased with this crop. It's best crop we've had in, well, oh God, in my memory, to be honest. We've had some good winter crops in here, but spring crops, and we're spring cropping it because of the blackgrass issue, and that issue is still here. There is quite a few plants, not as many as usual, but there is quite a few plants here and there, more so over there where it was bare. So what caused that I don't know, but no, very, very pleased. Yeah, very pleased. But where the corn's coming from, because look, there's loads of stubble and it's stood up proud. It's quite a, I won't say a massive tall crop, but it never is off this strong land. And but look, the straw's just pulped to bits. It's just turned to dust. It's just smashed it up. The combine's nearly as filthy as it was. So anyway, what the plan is this back end, I think it's in real good order, is the soil. We haven't paddled it, as in with the combine, with trailers or anything. No operations paddled it. And if you look at the wheelings, that's a little bit of an indentation, but they aren't deep, so there's no wheelings. I think we're going to just come in with the mowers and put a similar cover crop in. I don't know, maybe, yes, a few oats, bit of rape, a few peas this time as well. We might put a few peas in our mix. I know the first sniff of winter will sort them out, but or maybe a few winter beans as well. I've got black nose. I just saw something black. Maybe a few winter beans as well. So you know, just to draw spring beans. I mean, we don't get the hard winters. Spring beans, just to draw a bit of nitrogen out and store it up in its foliage and on its roots. So just to add a root system in, really, and then hopefully spray it off and drill it with spring barley next spring. Well, that's what we're going to do. Well, as long as there don't come a monsoon and it gets wet before we get a chance to do it. But I think it'd be a total waste of time drilling anything into it now. You know, bone dry. Now it's going to drill. Now it's going to grow. There's a lot of lads drilling rape, but everyone to their own. You do what you want, but it ain't going to grow very fast, is it? Or is it going to grow? Is it going to chit and then get and drought off? That would be my worry. But anyway, we aren't even thinking about it for a fortnight, 3 weeks. And then I would like to in fact, then I'd like to say, if we have another year of this, I think it'll be clean enough and conditioned enough to get maybe put a rape in it, and then that'll curb will give another kick at the blackgrass, and we could maybe bring it into to drilling winter corn rather than spring corn. The land's definitely in better condition.